The Indian Prime Minister is in Australia. That's the second leg of his three-nation tour. And in one-of-a-kind event, he addressed a massive community gathering in Melbourne, highlighting the deepening bond between the two countries. The Prime Minister credited the Indian diaspora for bringing the two nations closer. He said Melbourne today has several neighborhoods that proudly reflect India's vibrant culture, places many now call Mini India. These now are the images showing Prime Minister Modi receiving that warm welcome at that community event in Melbourne. Standing alongside him is the Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese. The two leaders seen greeting the enthusiastic crowd, waving and shaking hands and acknowledging the warm reception.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding if able for the Australian National Anthem.
पिछले 12 वर्षों में मैं तीसरी बार यहां आया हूं। यानी इस बार हैट्रिक लगी है।
At the event, Prime Minister Modi created a special moment for Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He asked the audience to switch on their phone flashlights and light up the venue as a gesture of respect and honour for the Australian Prime Minister.
I would like to begin.
And before this, Prime Minister Modi held bilateral talks with Anthony Albanese after attending a business forum. During the summit, Prime Minister Modi and the Australian Prime Minister reaffirmed their commitment to expanding comprehensive strategic partnership. They pledged to deepen defence and security cooperation and unveiled a roadmap to strengthen maritime security collaboration. Both sides also reiterating their commitment to a free, open and rules-based Indo-Pacific while advancing cooperation in critical minerals, secure supply chains, cybersecurity, clean energy, space, technology and education. Marking another step in deepening the strategic partnership, Albanese announced the signing of an arrangement to enable uranium supplies for India's civil nuclear energy program.
Today we can confirm the signing of the administrative arrangement to enable uranium exports to India for peaceful purposes under the 2015 Australia-India Nuclear Cooperation Agreement. The arrangement facilitates Australian uranium exports to India to help increase the share of non-fossil fuel power capacity, providing an additional market for the Australian resources sector.
Australia has also announced the repatriation of 3 Indian artefacts. The move comes in exchange for the return of the remains of a First Nations ancestor. India has sent the ancestral remains that were held at the Government Museum in Chennai. The 3 artifacts being returned to India include a metal trident, also a stone idol. In fact, all 3 artifacts come from Tamil Nadu, specifically the districts of the 2 districts there.
Day one of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Australia ended with a one-of-a-kind community event that was held at the Marble Stadium here at Docklands, Melbourne, where nearly 30,000 Indian diaspora members welcomed the Indian Prime Minister and his Australian counterpart. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lauded the Indian diaspora and said that they are the true ambassadors of the living bridge between India and Australia. Earlier in the day, key deals pertaining to energy, infrastructure, nuclear power, maritime defense and overall defense were discussed and signed upon here in Melbourne, further bolstering the ties between Australia and India. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to visit the Melbourne cricket ground and take a look at sports diplomacy between two of the world's biggest bigger play nations. Reporting for WION World is One from Melbourne, I'm Dasmia Tauda.